At Premier Heating and Air, we wake up every day with one goal in mind, and that's serving Middle Georgia with the fastest, friendliest service available. Experience a Premier difference. Do you need faster response getting your AC fixed or replaced? Then call Premier. Since 2001, Premier has been providing the fastest response on incredible AC, indoor air quality, and commercial services. Our work ethic and service has been the key to our success. The difference is clear. Call Premier. Now breathe easy with perfectly time saving on a new AC system. Free estimate and up to $2,000 in rebates. So you'll beat the heat in total comfort all summer long. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Offer ends June 30th, 2023.
Welcome everybody. Guess what? I'm here at Oconee Fall Line Technical College again, and I have with me Jennifer Island. You are the program director and run things around here. You're the instructor. According to what hour of the day, what hat you put on, huh?
That's correct.
So when did this program start?
So this program was created in 2020. I started around February of 2020, and then the students started in August of 2020.
Well, that was a difficult time in our country, wasn't it?
That was definitely a memorable year and a hard time to create a program.
Yeah, but you've turned out, you've done an excellent job. You dealt the hand that you have, and obviously you took it and did the best you could at it. And we've got basically a world-class program here, and this is so important. Explain to our viewers exactly what sonography is.
So sonography, you may have heard it by other names like ultrasound or sonogram. The official title is diagnostic medical sonography. And so we image the body using sound waves instead of radiation. We are part of the radiology department though, or imaging center wherever you go. Most people know ultrasound for the cute little baby pictures, but we do head to toe, men and women, boys and girls, every organ, every vessel in the body.
You know, I was telling you off camera, I get one every 6 months, and I love, it's been a couple years, they asked me could a student come in and observe. I said, only if it's an Oconee Fall Line student. Well, yeah, it is. I said, well, I was kidding anyway. You know, and I encourage you each time we talk about this in different departments, if you're asked that by a healthcare facility or hospital or doctor's office, let them come in. They're not doing the procedure, but they need to observe. The only way you're going to learn is to get in there and learn and see firsthand. But I always feel very comfortable with OFTC students because I know they're trained by the best, and it's not no easy task doing these classes. I know you make it difficult, don't you?
Just ask my students. I think they would agree. It's pretty hard, probably harder than they anticipated when they first got in. A lot of people don't realize that we have to know the body literally inside and out from top to bottom, and they don't realize we have to know not just like gross anatomy, but internal cross-sectional anatomy. We have to slice it and dice it, and we have to know the relationship of how everything works together as even the function of it, how that works together, so that if we find something, we know where else to look.
Yeah,
to make sure nothing else is wrong.
And you won't tell nobody because every time I say, tell me what it says, how much is it grown? Well, Mr. Deere, you got to talk to the doctor. So, and I get that. They don't want you diagnosing something because you may not look at it like the radiologist or the doctor looking at it, right?
That's officially out of our scope of practice. we have theories and opinions, but that is out of our scope of practice.
So basic, just pretend like I'm in the class and just teach me basic knowledge about what you do here.
So we start with, a lot of people also don't know that ultrasound is physics-based. So our students take a conceptual physics class before they enter the program, and then one of their first classes they take in the program is going to be ultrasound physics, a whole class on ultrasound physics, because they have to know how those sound waves interact in the body. We also have to know appearance, so we talk about things that look bright or echogenic, things that look dark or hypoechoic, because that relates to solid things or fluid-filled things. So we talk a lot about appearance, the basic knobology of an ultrasound machine, and then the physics, the interaction of that sound wave in the body.
I just dropped out of the class.
And then they have to take a national registry in physics,
Ooh.
in ultrasound physics. So that's kind of a daunting task.
You better come with your book packed good and with your brain on 100% or 150%, huh, to come in and do this. What percentage of students actually make it to the end?
We usually have an 80 to 90% pass rate as far as the program goes. And then we've been very fortunate that the ones that graduate have a 100% job placement rate. The last two cohorts, we just graduated a cohort in December, so we're still collecting the data on that cohort. But for the last two cohorts, 100% job placement rate. The last cohort that did just finish, all have passed their physics board. So we're very proud of that. And then now they're working on their specialty boards.
Well, you said something that I preach this sermon so many times about when they graduate, they have a job. You have a vested interest as an instructor to place that person. And we talked about universities, which are great, but versus Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Most students across all degrees and diplomas have a job when they graduate. And that's just incredible. Okay, back up, you was talking about the different courses. Let's reassure people that want to come to OFTC that you're going to be side by side with them, aren't you? If they need tutoring, if they whatever they may need, so reassure. But even though I just dropped out of the course, reassure everybody else.
So yes, we once you're in your specialty program, your instructors are the ones that tutor you. But I'm here many days, 10, 12 hours a day to help my students. We also have open scanning labs with a lab assistant. So ultrasound is really a hands-on occupation. You learn by doing. And so we work really hard to keep our scanning labs open and give these students as much scanning time as possible. And so I'm in here, my lab assistant, my clinical coordinator, we're all in here helping the students learn to scan. And then we get volunteers from the community so that they're not scanning the same person over and over and getting used to it. So we try to give them a variety of exams, and we try to, I try to have them with their hands on these machines by the second or third day of the program when they start.
And I am looking over your shoulder as you talk, and I see a screen of something that was probably a student or whatever. But tell me, they've come a long way since I was diagnosed in 2013 with a aortic aneurysm. But what do you use now? Is it a 3D, 4D? What do we have on the market now?
So our machines are still 2D ultrasound or grayscale imaging. We do have 3D, 4D capability, but as far as diagnostic tests, we still use the 2D grayscale imaging. Our machines have just gotten better and more sensitive. Our resolution has gotten better, so we can pick up even the very minor details of a mass. We do use 3D, 4D. 3D and 4D are actually the same thing. 3D is just the still image, and 4D is the live image while we're scanning. So there is a place for that. We, of course, do those cute little baby pictures, but we use that in gynecology, in masses of the breast and the liver, of the thyroid. So there are applications for that.
What made you tackle this task?
I love my profession. I love ultrasound. I'm a lifelong learner, and I enjoy teaching. I've always kind of had that pull to teaching. I have a whole family of teachers, but I decided not to go into the primary education. I went into healthcare, and then I still had that pull to teach. So I just feel like that's my calling.
Good. What's the most fun part of your job?
When I see the students succeed, when they have struggled with something and they actually finally get it, or they work really hard and I like to see them work and obtain their goal, and to see their life change, to better themselves, to get a better career, better paying job because they work that hard for it.
And you're in the grocery store shopping and run into a former student and they're doing really good, they're successful. How about that? How does that make you feel?
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. And they worked hard. I worked hard, I created the program, but they work hard and they earn every achievement they get. So I'm very proud. I kind of feel like their mama almost.
Yeah, I get it. and you know they've had to work hard.
Yes.
Not only the courses, but you know, it's tough, and in a healthcare profession, it's really most of the time a high pace. You got to go, be ready when the patient comes in, and it's amazing. And I want y'all to know a degree at Oconee Fall Line. Now he was just promoted, but Michael Kersey was a graduate here. Was Heart of Georgia Tech, and went on to Fairview. He ended up running the whole radiology department, and now he's taking a job at a very large hospital. So, and it all started here. Everything started here.
In the imaging department.
Yeah, and worked hard at it.
That's right.
So the only reason I say that, well, I want to brag on him because he's an exceptional person, but it's the sky's the limit, isn't it, where you can go.
It is. It really is. So they have that associate's degree in ultrasound and sonography, and they can go and work. We have several graduates that have moved on to perinatology, which is high-risk OB in Macon. We have graduates that are traveling the country doing ultrasound, which is, you know, amazing if you can do it. And then, you know, give back to our community. We have Fairview Park has been a great employer for our graduates. Yeah. We have several graduates there. So we are very, very blessed that our community has embraced it, and hope they continue to embrace it and give us some more clinical sites.
and we want to thank Don Avery.
Yes.
They have invested money and time and resources in Oconee Fall Line because they know there's future employees that are coming through here, and they want the pick of the litter,
That's
so
right.
to speak.
That's right.
So we've got some people I'm going to be talking to after the commercial break. Talk about them. Tell me who we got coming up.
So we have two students. One is Courtney Brooks, and she. Several of my students actually drive here from our other counties. So she travels from Treatland County, and she's got a good story.
Yeah,
She's got a good story.
You don't want to steal the
I don't want to steal
thunder
it.
There.
I also have Jordan Hay. She's a local Dublin girl, and she's got a plan and a goal, and you'll be interested to hear her story as well.
And nobody's going to stop her and listen to what you just said. And nobody here is trying to stop her, but you better get out of the way because she's coming through. Yeah.
Yep.
And you love that as students, don't you?
I do. I like that they set goals, and everybody that gets in this program, because we're a competitive program, they are goal setters, and they have fought and achieved their goals to get into the program.
Well, you was kind of the same calm demeanor till I mentioned for you to introduce the student. And I don't know if you realized it, but something come over you, and I could just tell by your facial expression how proud you are of these girls.
I am. I'm very proud. They're in their third semester, so they're about to start their senior semester and finish in December. So we're kind of at that proud mama moment again, where they have fought and achieved all the success, and now I'm about to turn them loose into clinical sites for 5 days a week in the fall. So they'll be ready to be employed by December.
Well, I can tell you, I wouldn't mind at all one of them being in there when I go for my 6-month checkup, so at least I know it will be done right. But do you train them? They always use that cold cream when they do me. Can't y'all train them with something warm?
We have warm gel, so it just depends on the clinical site as to what they have. Our machines in here all have warmers, so we have the warm gel. We have to have that gel to put those sound waves through the body. But yes, I agree. It can get very cold.
Work on that for me.
I will try.
Okay, thank you. Maybe Don, some of the healthcare facilities are watching. Maybe we can change that. Okay, Jennifer, it's great to talk with you, and I can't wait to, on the other side of the break, to talk to some of these students that you're proud as punch already, I can tell. So thank you so much. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Century 21 Durden Carnegie is here to help buying or selling a home convenient and as simple as possible. Call on agents Brian Howell, Charlene Lamb, Adam White, David Deeves, Jennifer Bradley, Mark Bateman, Kim Thompson, Pamela Lee, Edie Webb, Jay Brantley, Jim Jarrett, Raina Dubberly, Yvonne Robertson, or broker George Durden. Century 21 Durden Courtney Realty has been helping people just like you buy and sell a home in the Dublin area for generations. Our local knowledge and negotiation skills can guide you on the path to your dreams. Century 21 Durden Courtney. Call 478-272-1535. Stop by our office on Veterans Boulevard or log on to c21dublin.com.
Well, trucking is a 7 days a week, 24 hours a day operation. So there's a tremendous need for the logistics field, for drivers and mechanics to work on. Fred had a desire to be a mechanic. We encouraged him to seek some additional training that's offered through OFTC, which he did. What he learned at OFTC has just taken his job and his performance to another level.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me, as you heard Jennifer introduce a minute ago, but I'm so glad to have you with us, Jordan Hay, and you're from here at Dublin, right?
Yes, sir.
So what made you pick this program?
So I knew I wanted to do something in the medical field. I'm terrified of needles, so nursing was out of the question. But then I found that OFCT was offering ultrasound, and it is now accredited. And so I did some research on it, watched some videos, and I decided that's what I wanted to do.
Where do you think you want to go to work at?
I fell in love with OBGYN,
Okay.
so hopefully OBGYN office.
Okay, I get that. I think you'd be good at that. And everybody has their niche. So what's the most challenging part of the program?
Just like Ms. Allen said, you have to know the human body inside and out. And so and you have just a few months to learn it all. And not only that, but you have to learn how to read it on a grayscale image. I think that's the most challenging.
And I would think with 7 people in this program, maybe y'all didn't know each other when you began, but it seems like with that smaller group, you would grow really close in a short period of time, and probably the camaraderie and y'all probably even help each other study. Take it and go from there. Is that true?
Oh yes, you definitely get very close. We do have to scan each other as practice. So I mean, you're scanning this patient and you talk. We do have a group chat with all of us in there that we send study tips every week back and forth. You know, if something happens, we're always asking, is everything okay? Can we help you in any way? Like I said, it's a very challenging program, so I'm sure each one of us has had a meltdown in class already. But we all lift each other up and we're like, don't give up.
Yeah.
Like, you got this. We can help you any way you need.
I think she walked out of the room, but tell the truth about your instructor. How is she?
She's a great instructor. She takes it step by step and makes it a lot easier to understand. I think we were all kind of the first week like, what did we get ourselves into? But she takes it organ by organ, and if you don't know how to scan something or you're having trouble, we sit in the lab and you will scan it over and over and over until you can do it in your sleep. So.
And y'all do a lot of, I'd mentioned the ultrasound that I see back there. Y'all do a lot of scanning of each other, and then I believe you have people in the community to come in, and so you can scan somebody besides the other people in the class. Is that right?
Yes, because I mean, the human body, we all have the same organs, but everybody's a little different. So in the real world, you're going to get all these patients, and they're not all going to be the exact same. So we can scan each other over and over, but then you get into the real world, and it's like, oh, they're a little different. So we like to have family members, friends, any volunteers come in, and we're able to scan them to get more practice.
Talk a little deeper about that. Probably some of the viewers are sitting there thinking, and of course I am too, but I get the comparisons, but give me a few cases of how our bodies are different.
Okay, so for example, we started scanning a liver. And usually you can get, the left lobe in one picture. Well, I sit down and we start scanning my little body, and it is taking us 3 pictures to get my left lobe liver in. It's called a Rydell's lobe liver. And then we have some that the arteries and veins are running a little differently. They're all there, but some people just run differently. So we've had that happen in the class.
Wow. So did you know that before the class about your liver?
I did not. We've all found out some interesting stuff about each other.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting to me. I would think you get bored eventually, everything's the same. You're looking for a aortic, you're looking for a child. I never would have guessed that. But so did it catch you by surprise? Not necessarily what I just said, but how differently the bodies are.
It is, and that's what also makes this program even more challenging. So we learn what's normal, you know, what you'll see in the textbook, and then you go out and start scanning and you get all these different variations of every organ in the body. So it's not just knowing what it looks like normally, but knowing all the different variations that we can have too.
So when you graduate from OFTC, what will you miss most about this class?
Probably the people. Yep, I'm going to miss my friends here.
Yeah. Did you know anybody when you come in the class? Did you come with a friend? You didn't know anybody?
I didn't know anybody. I have not met anybody before.
Y'all
this,
were all
so.
strangers, huh? And I'm sure you're not strangers anymore, are you?
Oh no, we're very close.
So are you excited about the thought of graduating when you're about to be a senior in the class? Are you excited about, you want to hurry up and go to work, or are you just enjoying the moment?
I'm really excited to graduate. I've been in college for 2.5 years now, so it's like I'm getting so close. So counting down the months now.
You want to make some money, don't you?
I'm ready.
Just tell the truth. That's
I'm
what
ready to make some money.
I'm telling you. And you know, speaking of money, that's one good thing about Oconee Fall Line Technical College is most students here graduate with little or no debt. So that's got to be exciting, whichever case you are. To be able to graduate and not have that pressure of that big student loan of $50,000, $100,000, which takes years and years to pay off. So I know that's good, isn't it?
Oh yes, and then another thing with the universities is they're great, but it takes even more time to get your degree in something like this. So we're able to do it in a short amount of time. It doesn't cost near as much as the university, so it all works out in the end. Yeah,
and you heard there's seven people in here. And with the smaller class size, Jennifer's can take up more time with you, where if there were 50 students in here, not taking anything away from the instructor, but it'd be just almost impossible to spend that time.
Oh yeah, there's some days that, I mean, even we'll be in here till 7:30 at night just trying to learn and scan. And so yeah, I can't imagine being over the amount that we have trying to each learn it all.
So, you know what camera's on you here. Talk to the person that that is watching and don't possibly think they could go back to school. Maybe they just graduated, they're lost. They don't know what direction to go in, or they may be non-traditional. Talk to that person about coming to OFTC.
When I graduated high school, there was never a thought in my mind that I was going to go back to college. I hated school. But after researching the ultrasound program and figuring out all the benefits and what it can do to my life, then I decided to give it a try, and I feel so much more accomplished knowing that I can do something as challenging as ultrasound. It just makes you feel your self-esteem just rises.
Yeah, and it is challenging, but when you can rise to the occasion and you know somebody's going to walk with you, not only that, but I'm sure you have study groups between the other students in here. So, and it's all for one and one for all is the way I look at it in the individual departments in the allied nursing program. So that's got to be good, knowing that each of you is looking after the other one's back.
Oh yes, I remember I had core classes with some of the radiology techs, and so we didn't know after our core classes who made it where, but at the beginning of the class we would all tell each other's name and what program we're trying to get into. So the start of this year, I walked in here and I got to see some of my classmates that made it into rad tech, and it was nice.
Where did you graduate high school?
I actually did homeschool.
Homeschool. Well, the reason I'm asking a dual enrollment. A lot of people do dual enrollment here, and then they've got those cores out of the way. And that's the point I'm trying to make, y'all. If you've got a rising junior this year, they go to one of the local high schools anywhere around that's watching, sign up for the dual enrollment. The good thing about it is free. The state pays for it, so you can knock all those core classes out. So I just think the dual enrollment is a great thing in Georgia. So we encourage you to do that. So anything before we take another break and bring another student in that you'd like to say to someone that's just debating on what to do about their education?
Don't give up and just do it. What could you lose?
Okay, sounds like a Nike commercial. Just do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You're a good student. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
The weather's heating up here in Middle Georgia, and the deals are hot at Dublin Nissan. So when you come in, look for the red tag specials like this Nissan Altima or the new restyled 2024 Frontier. So come into Dublin Nissan during our red tag sale and take advantage of 0% financing or up to $10,000 savings off of MSRP.
At Dublin Nissan, get rates as low as 0% financing on the 24 Rogue.
And remember, Don sells Nissans well, only at Dublin Nissan.
All right, boys, if you want to go to college, you have to clear out another one of these.
What if we told you there was a better way to save for your kids' college than pickle jars? Morris Bank's Savings Builder account and Moolah makes saving for your kids' college easier than ever. All you have to do is connect the account to your debit card, where it automatically rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar, depositing that spare change into a Moolah account where it will grow into a nice little nest egg for whatever your kids have their sights set on.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me now Courtney Brooks, and I asked her off camera, was she part of the Truitland County Brooks? And you are from Truitland County.
I am.
What got you to OFTC?
I knew a long time ago that I was going to do ultrasound. For me, it was a slow process. I have 2 little boys. I'm 28, so I didn't go into it right out of high school. It's taken me a long time. But I just took one class at the time, and luckily the program was offered here at OFTC, which is close to where I'm from. So having 2 small kids, I had to have something close to home, practical, affordable. So that's what landed me here.
How old are your kids?
7 and 2.
And well, the 2-year-old, we know how 2-year-olds are, but the 7-year-old, what's he think about mom going to college?
He's ready for it to be over.
I don't doubt that. He wants mama back, but he can. You're going to be able to provide
That's right.
so much better when you graduate from this program. You heard some of the questions I asked a few minutes ago, but talk about the camaraderie between you and the other 6 students.
We have a great relationship. It took us a while, I think, if you put 10 girls in a room together, you know what I mean? Like, it took us a while to all come together. But once we did and we figured out, the personalities that worked well together and the ones that clash, we all kind of, worked around that, and now we're good. Everything's good.
What is the best part of the class for you?
Definitely lab. I'm not a lecture person. I get more out of hands-on and then clinical, for sure.
And where are you doing your clinicals at?
Right now I'm in Sandersville at Washington County.
Okay.
So,
how does that feel being out in the field?
very rewarding. I feel accomplished, and like I'm actually putting the things that I've worked so hard to learn, I'm actually using them on real patients. So that's a good feeling.
You heard me a while ago, I believe, say that it gives me a good feeling to know an Old Coney Fall Line Technical College student is observing the tests that I have, because I know you're well trained. I know that they don't just hand you this award. I can tell you that it's not a participation award.
Hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. And the hardest part, we were talking, you heard Jennifer talking a while ago, your instructor, about some of the different classes. Which one is just a given to you that you just come by naturally?
I don't know that I came by any of them naturally. The physics was the hardest for me because I'm not good with numbers. I'm not good with math. So that was definitely the hardest for me. I did really well in anatomy before I got into the program, and I would tell anybody that is looking to get into the program that if you still have to take anatomy or if you're in anatomy, do well on that. Like give that your all because it's crucial when you get into the program. I mean, that is a huge part of when you get into the program. You're expected to already know the basics. You know, now you're dividing and you're slicing and dicing, like she said. So definitely take those classes serious. But no.
Yeah, and we were talking a while ago about everybody's different. Every person's body is different, and you better get the anatomy. I get that because that's where you learn basically the nuts and bolts of the body.
Well, before you can tell what's abnormal, you got to know what's normal.
Yeah.
So that takes forever in itself, and then figuring out all the pathology. Yes, it's hard. It's hard.
Okay, you heard I asked a question a few minutes ago, but you probably have a different perspective on it. But somebody watching us now, because you was really a non-traditional student. You'd been out of school quite a while, and first, before we say that, was it harder, you think, waiting until you were in your late 20s than if you went right out of high school?
Well, I think that being more mature helped me in a lot of ways because I had to go through some things. I had to learn some things the hard way for me to take this serious. At 18 or 19, I probably would have gotten kicked out very early. But that in that way, being older helped me. Now, all the stuff that I learned in high school, the physics, all the chemistry, the biology, all that stuff would have been helpful to remember, but I didn't. So I had to start from scratch pretty much.
Yeah. Well, those hard knocks in life teach us more ways than just like children. Yeah, you can tell them what you want to tell them, but for them to mess up and make that mistake, I think we learn more from those hard knocks, as you have, I have, anybody that's honest with themselves has.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So now you were a non-traditional student. Now, zero in to the non-traditional students that are watching us right now and give them some encouragement about coming to OFTC.
It's funny you say that. I had a friend post on Facebook the other day. I don't know if you do Facebook, but she said that she just wished that she had the time and the money to go back to school. She just had a baby. Do it now. Do it as fast as you can. There are programs that will help you. I'm in a program called WDIG, and it's assistance for low-income families that provides enough money each day that you go to class for a meal and gas to get there.
Wow.
So it's not a whole lot. You don't have like spending money or anything to go shopping, but just being able to get to class and to eat that day is huge.
Oh, absolutely.
It's huge. So there are ways, there are programs, there's help out there. The teachers, they go above and beyond, especially like when they know that we're dealing with something at home or that we've been sick or a family member. You know, they're going to work around it, they're going to figure it out, and even if they have to sacrifice their time or whatever, it's it's manageable, it's doable. It is hard. It is the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's worth it.
Well, you're tough, I can tell, though. Them hard knocks we're talking about, it gives you quite an education.
It does.
And I can hear the passion in your voice when you say that. And I hope y'all heard what she said. You got to do it. Just step up, and we've got over 100 degrees we offer out here at OFTC, and we'll find the one for you. We have people on staff to do that.
That's right.
I'm curious what you told the girl on Facebook.
I didn't actually tell her anything.
You better message her back.
Well, it wasn't a direct message. It was just a status. But I remember thinking that I needed to reach out to her and tell her that it is possible. It is definitely possible. It is hard, but like I told somebody recently, the life that I lived before this was hard. I was broke, and it was hard, and I was, so choose your hard.
Yeah.
Be moving forward and make something out of the hard, or stay stuck, stay there, and never grow from it. So it's been really
That's great.
rewarding.
Well, I know I'm proud of you, and we just met, so I just love the fact you've got that staying power. You're going to do it. You're going to do it regardless. Come hell or high water, as we say, you're going to do it.
That hasn't always been the case, though. That's one of those things that I
you
had
learned from them hard knocks, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
So no matter how you learn it, you have now. You have that knowledge in your head. So, well, make sure today, message that girl back.
I will.
When we upload this tomorrow sometime to YouTube, share it with her,
I
and then
will.
she can see.
She's
we
from
were
Truman.
we were talking about her on television, so just tell her you got to watch it and see how easy it is. So, well, good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a fine job, as both students were. So that's it for Oconee Fall Line Technical College today, and go to the website. It's oftc.edu, and or give us a call. The phone number is right there on the screen. We'll be glad to help. Thank you for joining us today.